Race day, everybody's favorite. There's some procedures we need everyone to follow on race day. Some are for the guest safety, some are just for organizational needs. As far as safety is concerned, we do ask that all pros slip the course that their students are about to run. This makes the course safer and more consistent for the guest. The pros come down first, slipping the course. They've already set their kids up in a running order, and the pro should have a list written down of that running order. That's going to make it a lot easier for whomever is announcing the race to get the child's name correctly. We'd like to know the child's name. First and last is okay, but at least the first name and where that child is from. Please know your child's name and where they're from as they come down, because they may change the running order. Even though you've got them lined up at the top, things do change. So do the best you can to know the child's name. Be sure, as best you possibly can, to be on time to the minute for race day. You can show up a little early, but please do not run early. The parents are showing up. It's a big deal for everybody. We've been doing this for years, and the parents want to watch their child as they come down the race. A lot of video going on. There will be severe repercussions if the parent is not there when their child races and they've told their child they would be there. If you do need to come late to the race, please call the Kids Cave. They will radio the coordinators, and we can let the parents know that the class is safely on their way and will run eventually.
Double Black Diamond checkout procedures. We're fortunate enough in our ski company to have a couple places, especially here at Snowmass, that have double black terrain. Now we have some guidelines, and we'd really like all pros to follow this. But number one, as coordinators, we need to know that you're planning on heading into that terrain. We need to know this so that if anything were to happen to you in your class, we know where you're at. Okay, so anytime your group's ready, first they must have the skills. Some of those skills include things like knowing how to self-arrest, how to stop themselves, how to perform a kick turn, knowing how to put a ski back on steep terrain. Those are just a sampling of some of those guidelines. They do all those skills, they get ready to go, they practice the self-arresting. Some areas like a Camp 3 would be a good example of where I've practiced it before with some groups. And then what you're going to do is you're going to call the Kids Cave, and they're going to radio a coordinator. Here's where the communication piece happens. We know where you're going, and we can also help assist in the sense of if we're up on the mountain, we could come join you if you need a tail gunner, or if you've hooked up with another group that is of that level, so a level 8 or a level 9. You have two pros now working together. And the Kids Cave just lets us know where you're headed, and we just want to know that you're going in there. Sometimes we'll give you the permission all day, say you're good to go all day. We know that you've practiced all the stuff. Sometimes I'll want you to call in before you head down every Double Black Diamond run, just so we know. But it's kind of up to the coordinator, and that communication piece is critical so that we know where you're going and that you've practiced some of those skills with your students and that they will be set up for success and they'll have an adventure and they will go through some of that Double Black Diamond terrain.
The parents are a huge part of wrapping up the day. We have two guests that we need to take care of, the student and the parents who, pay for the lesson. So it's really important to touch base with the parents, not just glaze over where you skied. Oh, we went on a green, we did this, we did Naked Lady. But, get in depth on what skills you're learning, what they learned, and how you taught them so that the parents are dialed in on their child's progression. Huckleberries. Separated child. Please, let's all be on the same page and use the term separated as opposed to lost. Lost invokes an image of a child upside down in a tree well on the wall, and separated means they zigged and we zagged. So we have a 1-3-5 rule. Call the second you realize your student's missing. Oftentimes we think, I'll find them. And it just prolongs the process because as soon as you call, chain of reaction takes place. So call within a minute. Hopefully that child is located within 3 minutes. And boom, reunited within 5 minutes. Please dial your kids in ahead of time on what to do if they get separated. Those are the kids that come back fastest. They know what to do by talking to someone in a uniform, skiing down to the closest lift they can see, or if they're older, actually skiing to the Kids Cave. Sick kids. We're really lucky that we have a place to take kids who are sick. We sign them into the kids cave. When we sign them in as professionally as we can. We don't say they're whining. We don't say anything like that, because when the parents do pick them up, they read that. Oftentimes a child will think they're sick, and within 30 seconds of sitting in that room realize they're not, and they rather be out on the hill. So dropping them off for the rest of the day is not an option. Please call back, and because more times than not, this child wants to get back out on the hill. Injured students. First thing you do when you have an injured student is you call Ski Patrol. The second thing you do is you call the Kids Cave. When you are there with a child who is injured, please put your skis in an X uphill of the injured child. Once Ski Patrol does arrive, please take your class and vacate the area. They're in control now, and they will handle the situation. Also, leave the calling of the parents to the Kids Cave. They have a script, they follow it, and it's dialed in to talk to the parents without unduly upsetting them. So another thing that sometimes we get into is we tend to want to visit the child at the clinic. Please just ski with your class for the rest of the day. And the most important thing at the end of the day is to fill out the incident report as soon as you can in black pen. And don't forget to touch base on that follow-up part. That's a very important part of the form.
Oscar, don't hit that! Don't, Oscar! Are you okay?
If you get hurt, it's really important to take care of this the day of. That's a real big push that we've been given, and we're trying to work on from HR. So please contact your coordinator if you get hurt while you're teaching, or that includes training also. And it's super important to take care of the drug test the day of. That's actually possible disciplinary action if we don't do a drug test the day of. So scheduling is another huge push that we're trying to achieve this year by having 100% accuracy every single day. What that means is whatever you're doing that day, it says that for your schedule in RTP. So that's really helpful for the coordinators, that they can print a list and see how many people are showing up and what they're doing. So please, please be accurate on your schedule. Professionalism. Name tags, they're a part of the uniform. Please always have a name tag with you. Teaching skis for Elk Camp Meadows, 140 or below, and grooming. Just look like you didn't roll out of bed. Please look presentable. PSA currency, that's something we started last year. It wasn't a one-time only. It's something we're going to do every single year. So please make a copy of your card and show Marge.
All pros in the Snowmass Kids branch are required to do 10 hours of on-snow training before Christmas. In addition to that, there's also this Logs and Ops presentation. And then a minimum requirement is 15 hours for all pros across all divisions. We'll pay you up to 25 hours for returning pros or experienced pros. And for new hires that are inexperienced, they get up to 40 hours. Hence, they need more training, so we give them more hours. Tubing up in Elk Camp Meadows. Again, check with the coordinator for policies regarding this. In years prior, we've had ski school groups have the opportunity to take at least one run through, but we would prefer to think of it as ski school versus tubing school. So it's kind of a nice to have, but not a must do all the time. Beneath the water storage treatment plant, there's a thing called the micro hydroelectric plant, and any ski pro, snowboard pro for that matter, can actually go in and tour the facility with their students. They can peek in. So if you need a break with your group or class and you want to do something different but still have some educational value, you can highlight some of the sustainability initiatives that the Aspen Skiing Company is doing. One tradition in the Snowmass Kids branch, every Thursday we do something called Thirsty Thursdays over at the Artisan, starting at 4 p.m. The Artisan's located in the Stonebridge Hotel, and it's just a social gathering, very informal. You can have a beverage of your choice, but just a way to get together and just kind of discuss what's going on in the kids branch.
Kevin, Pete, Kathy, all of us acting coordinators really hope you enjoy this new format of our online Logs and Ops program. And I hope it's more convenient for you, easier, and that it works. Finally, though, before we wrap this up, I hope by now it's really familiar to everyone, and it's the same every year. Let's challenge each other, really help each other to finish the season stronger than we started. A strong start is easy. We've got good snow, we're fit, we've been working out, getting ready to ski, snowboard. I feel like we're ready to rock and roll through another great season. The harder part is to finish the season unbroken, stronger in mind, body, and spirit. It's my goal, so please join me in it and make that commitment for yourself. Please have a healthy, happy, prosperous season. Thank you all very much.